Welcome again. Today I'm going to present a new video. In this video, I'm going to talk about Learn ASP.NET MVC full stack development using .NET 8.0 Entity Framework core with MySQL database. And here is the video summary. What we going to perform in this video: create new project using Visual Studio 2020 with .NET SDK 8.0, install required packages, update MySQL database connection string, create model, create application DB context, add database connection string dependency into program.cs file, database migration, add migration and update database, create controller, create view, and finally test and run the project. So once we done this list, then we can able to get this final screen. So this is the final screen. After completing this step, we'll get this screen for complete CRUD operation using MySQL database. So let's start. I will create project. First, we will create project using Visual Studio. So I already opened my Visual Studio. Here's the Visual Studio. Create new project. So we'll select a MVC model view controller. Next. So our project name will be, I already write down tutorial project, and the location where we are going to save this project. Next, so here is the framework. We are going to select .NET SDK 8.0. Previously, I published several videos using .NET 6.0. So as Microsoft updated .NET SDK 8.0, and I'm just going to create a new video using .NET 8.0 with MySQL database. So create once I click the create, then Visual Studio will create the template project for web application using ASP.NET MVC. So here is the default template project. So we have a like controller, default controller, and some default model. And let me just build. And if we run the project, this project is building. So if we run this project, then we'll have only just default controller and view. So this is the default view. Welcome learn about building a web app using ASP.NET Core. I'm just closing the project. So I will follow the step what we initially present in this video. So here is our to-do list. So we just complete the visual create project using Visual Studio. So now we are going to install a required packages. So we are going to use Entity Framework code first project. So we will install Entity Framework code, and as it is code first project, we will create model and create migration and update database. So here is the list of NuGet packages. You can use PMC package manager console for installing NuGet packages or terminal. So I'm going to select first one. So as we select .NET SDK 8.0, so we are going to select 8.0.1, which is more stable version right now. And if we click the project name, then currently we don't have any install packages. So we just use .NET SDK 8.0, as you can see, target framework. So if you are going to install NuGet packages, then you have to go to the tools and NuGet package manager, and it is the PMC package manager console. Enter. So Entity Framework core installed successfully. Then I will select the next one, which is SQL Server. So SQL Server also installed successfully. Then the third one is tool. So third one is installed successfully. So entity framework code. So we have installed the last one, which is pretty important for MySQL. So this is the last one for MySQL database connectivity. So MySQL installed successfully. So our package manager PMC part is done. Now I'll check the what is our next step. So create model. I'm going to create a simple model like category, add new class, category class, and I will add just two fields like name and description. String name, string description. So our model is ready. Now I'm going to create. So model is create application DB context. So before creating application DB context, we have to make sure the MySQL database connection in string into app setting.json file. So currently we don't have any connection string here, which is uh, default and defaults and empty for. So I will add the MySQL connection string here. So I'm just copy from my existing code connection string. Let me maximize. Let me just remove the MySQL connection string. So it's the default connection string MySQL. A server name is localhost. Port is for MySQL 3306. Database is T2LDB. User root. Password is root. For your local MySQL, I'm using MySQL connection MySQL server connectivity client workbench. Let me open my MySQL workbench. Here is my MySQL workbench. So I already have a local instance. If I click double click, then it will open. It already created tutorial DB for testing purpose. I'm just dropping it. Drop schema. Drop now. So tutorial DB has been removed successfully. So our connection string is ready. Now our next task is update database connection string, create model, create application DB context. So I'm going to create a folder named data. Under that folder, I will create application DB context and data. Data, add new class, application DB context. So in application DB context, I am going to extend DB context. DB context entity framework were added automatically using the help of the Visual Studio Intelligence. So now we will going to add application DB context and we'll add model class here. Public DB set category. Sorry. So our application DB context class is ready. Now we are going to add our next step. So add DB context connection, add database connection dependency in program.cs file. If I go to the program.cs file, is default currently showing the default one. I'll add some new code here for add reserve for runtime compilation. I'm going to add the razor. Then I have to, yes, razor. I have to add the Nugget package for this razor view. Mm, I'm just adding my package manually here. So hopefully, yes, error is removed successfully. And now I'm going to add the DB connection string for MySQL. Add controller, add controller with views, add using the instance builder dot services services dot add scope application DB context. So reading the connection string from application.json file and passing the connection string name here. So use MySQL DB. So connection string is ready. Now our next step is hopefully add migration, database migration and update database. So using two-way we can confirm the migration using package manager console, also the using terminal. I'm going to use my CLI into the project, right click and open in terminal. .NET build for building the project. So project built successfully and we can entity framework add migration. So migration created successfully. Here is the migration folder. Just for checking, we don't have right now a tutorial DB, and if we just update database, the tutorial DB will be created automatically. So database update command I just executed. So hopefully database created successfully, and if I refresh my workbench, then we can see the tutorial DB and the one default table category. So our third part is maybe the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 part, 7 part is done. Now create controller, create view and test and run the project. So for faster this tutorial, I'm going to copy my existing code with some demo data. Once you run the project, demo data will execute it so that you can check the data. And I already have a category controller. So here is the category controller. I'm just going to let me just rename. There is a typing mistake. So here is the category controller. So I already created demo data category list. So if database empty, then this demo data will execute it first time. Here's the index. So if count less than 1, then it will execute the demo data. And this is for a view index details. This is for details, and this is for create and This is for edit operation, and this is for delete operation. So initially we inject the application DB context, and here is our instance. Using this instance, we perform like get all, update, create, and delete operation. So now I'm going to create the view, categories view. In the view folder, I just copy the existing view. Let me just explain. Here is the index. So I need to make sure the menu bar into shared folder in the layout. I just going to add one new line after the home, so that by clicking the category, we can go to the category list. So category, and it will go to redirect to the index view. So almost we have done. We just created a controller and category, and in the view we just use razor view, ASP.NET MVC razor view. Using the razor, we just perform index, edit, and delete, and details operation. Just for beautification, if we rebuild and run the project, then we don't have the CSS and table look like will be pretty simple. I will add some CSS for beautification. What we can see if we run the currently what we have the category view. So tutorial picker does not exist. Tutorial DB. It's showing an error. Tutorial DB does not exist. Let me fix it. So somehow there was a typing mistake into the model name. I just make sure the model typing mistake. So if we run the project now, hopefully there will be no error. So there is a error into MySQL DB table name. So I just confirm the actual table name. If we now go to the categories, then definitely we have the categories list. So currently showing just default table. I'm just going to add some CSS so that it will show. It will look like beautiful. And also, if we click the delete, then I'm going to add the JavaScript alert message, sweet alert. So I'm just going to add some CSS first. Site.css. My simple table beautification CSS, and into you have to go to the root www and CSS site. Under that, just add the blue green. I already add this reference into table categories table. Also, I'm going to add one library, which is sweet alert 2. So into the lib folder, I'm just going to paste sweet alert 2, and you have to add this reference into layout.css file, a layout.cshtml file, and layout.cshtml. Or you can add directly into the index of cs file. Sorry, I already added suite alert reference into my index.cs file. So I'm just running the project. Hopefully this time we will see our expected UI. So we can see our expected UI after running the project by adding CSS. Also, if we click the delete now, hopefully it will trigger the pop-up. This is Suite Alert JavaScript library. So let me just complete full CRUD operation now by creating category test data item 01. Description is TBD create. So test data item created successfully, and we can see the details. So if we click the details, then what happened? It will go to the controllers, and here's the details. By using this ID, we are just picking up data from the database. First or default, where this is the lambda expression, uh, and instance.id and ID equals to ID. So it is return just one row, and finally we can see these details. We back to the list. What we can see, we are pulling the full list from the database. Here is the code. Here is the code for full list. So to list asynchronous. So pulling data from the database and passing the category here. So we just check create details, and if we are going to edit dvd edited 090 update. So update operation also success, and if we perform the delete operation, uh, yes, so categories have been deleted successfully. So delete also successful, and sync the table successfully. So this is the overall video we have just performed in this tutorials. So initially, I just explain what we are going to learn in this video. How to create a new project using Visual Studio, install how to install NuGet packages, how to update database connection string for MySQL database, create model and create application DB context, add database connection string dependency to column.cs file, migrate and update database, create controller, create view, and test and run the project. So we just successfully complete the entire step and successfully run and test the project. So I'll share enter this project into my GitHub, and also share the GitHub link into the video description. Please share your feedback, and if you have any question or any hesitation, please share your feedback into the comment section. And I'm just closing the closing this video before closing, and I'm going to just summarize what we have learned in this video. So we have learned ASP.NET full stack development, like MVC model view controller in the backend and front end, and also the database. And the front end part I explained. I did not explain details, so I just copy my existing. Here is the index and edit details. So using the razor view, initially you have to inject the instance using the model, and the at the rate using at the rate for a just initialize the instance, and delete, and also the create. So I have almost end of this video. So thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thank you again.